Hey y'all, Hotep greetings, Akwaba, bless up. This is me again, Sis Abena, and I am coming back to continue to talk more about the whole notion of hate and hatred as it relates to, well, just in plain black and white, okay? The last video I did, I said may have been useful for me to have a definition, a working definition to describe what this thing called hate is about. Nah, let me turn, the music is always playing in the recovery room. I tend to lose sight of what it sounds like when you are listening to me and hearing the music in the background. For me, with the music playing in the background, it's a kind of natural thing. Music was always prevalent in my home and communities, and as an African descendant, it is also appropriate that the music be playing because the message was always in the music for us. The energy, the vibrations, it mirrors and it matches our spirit and spiritual energy, vibration and movement. So in the interim of making the last video in my current production, I did begin to look at definitions, and I began to do some additional research regarding hate crimes. I am going to continue to further develop my thesis, theory, thoughts, and sharing them with you as it relates to this thing called hatred. Because, and now I'm going to put on my black colored lenses as I begin to view the world and the situation through the eyes of my blackness. This emotion, as it is labeled, well, let me give you the working definition, and then I'll go back into my little discussion. Hatred, according to them, is a deep and emotional dislike directed against a certain object or class of objects. Let me say that again. Hatred or hate is a deep and emotional extreme dislike directed against a certain object or class of objects. Simply put, it says it in the first sentence. And please help me understand, black people, from your perspectives, the problem with hating the system of racism, white supreme lunacy. And if you hate the system and you want to make a separation from the system, racism, white supreme lunacy, and the people, white people, then that's likely to be a problem, because the system is only allowed to move because there are people who are actively doing something to maintain it. Because it is a system created and designed by and for the benefit of white people, then it becomes white people who are actively engaged in activities to move and maintain the movement of this system of racism, white supreme lunacy. It is that, for me as an African descendant, that I most certainly hate, and I hate it with a passion. And I'd like to see it changed. Now, many of you have and will suggest that there is certainly something quote-unquote wrong with me. And that I am likely to die from anger and hatred. And I say to you, my people, that is right there is where we are going wrong. Well, that is one track that we're, you know, I don't know how much can you see my board, the position right now. Yet it's like, you know, we are on a track towards liberation, and then we kind of veer off the track when we run up against some European shit that we want to, that we have a dislike for. It's kind of like eating something that you maybe have not eaten before, and the taste is so repugnant. You just, oh, extreme dislike. Oh no. There are many things that people have an extreme emotional dislike for. You see something, or you smell something, or you see something that's like, oh no, You see a dress, an object, and you have it. Oh, I hate that dress on you. Oh, I hate that girl. Child, but when it comes to, I hate white people in this system that they have created. Oh no, that's terrible. That's awful. Yet white people perpetuate acts of hate every day, dragging black men and black women behind trucks, burning them, lynching them, and then telling us they did not engage in hate crimes. Does anybody remember this sister from Virginia on September the 11th? I believe it was 2006 or somewhere around there, 2006 or 7, that was held hostage for a whole week by a whole group of white people who called her nigger, who forced her to eat dog and rat feces and cat feces, who plunged her head in a toilet, who cut her, beat her, and held her hostage. All the while, because she was black, and then they call her nigger, yet they were not charged with a hate crime. There was no hate there. How does that happen? Why does it happen? Of course, there's a question that for me is quite rhetorical, because I'm very clear from a psychological, sociological, cultural, and historical perspective why that is. And it is our addiction to evil. European viral infection, lies, lies, lies. All the while they talk to us and teach us and encourage us, and now we do it to each other to avoid hating any person because of the color of their skin. And how terrible, awful that is. Lies, because they do it every day. How else can I show you how it's done and perpetrated by them against us on a daily basis and never quit? In my research, I wanted to look at the statistics of actual prosecutions and then convictions of hate crime, and what constitutes, who was ever convicted of a hate crime. Well, the first website that provides statistical data happens to be the Anti-Defamation League, established by Jewish folks to assure that no disparaging words are used when talking about the Jewish group. Is there any such thing for people of African descent? Because anytime we make a disparaging statement against white people based on their actions with us, we are accused of hating. When they do more than just talk, they actually physically harm us, there's no hate there. This society would like to maintain the illusion that there's no hate present. And we want to, again, that's one of those feelings that they want to always minimize. It. That's our energy, our spirit, feelings, our ability to feel. Because when you can feel some shit happening to you, then you are in a position to do something different, if need be. If you don't not allow yourself to feel, then I can do whatever I want to you, and you will be numb. You won't feel it. Therefore, you won't make any moves to do anything different. Wake up, people, and feel what is appropriate to feel in a given situation. That's what this is about here at the Recovery Room of Racism Non Anonymous, as a communications coach, as a therapist.